today's video, I'm gonna be doing a foundation review. Well, actually, I'm gonna kind of be doing a foundation and concealer review and maybe even toss in some extra products. But I mainly just wanted to test out the new DIOR Forever Undercover foundation. I hear a lot of good things about this foundation, so I'm really excited to test it out. If you guys remember when I did foundation week, I actually hated the DIOR Forever Skin Foundation. I think that's what it's called, the one that like everyone apparently loves. I did not like that at all. So when I saw this at the event, I was like, we will see how they compare. I ended up returning that other foundation, but I hear really great things about this. I saw Tati's review, I saw Shayla's review, and they both said really great things about this. So I'm really excited to try this out. I have two shades over here because we weren't sure which one would match me best. This is 050 and this is 051. They have a decent shade range. I don't have the deepest shades, but I believe after the dark one that I have, 0.51 or 051, there is like 3 deeper shades after this one, or maybe even 4. Like there's a pretty decent shade range, and I feel like they're pretty even sections. Definitely better than the Tarte Shape Tape foundation, so gets a thumbs up in my book. And then also I feel like DIOR has actually been doing a really great job at expanding their shade ranges in the last couple years or so. They used to be super not inclusive, and now they're starting to be a lot more inclusive. So in this video, I'm also going to be testing out the new Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I got these like about 2 weeks ago, and I have been dying to use them. I have not cheated. This is going to be a first impressions on this as well, and I hear so many amazing things about this. I ordered these off Tam Beauty if you're interested, because I do live in Canada. I didn't get charged duties. It was free shipping over $40, so I thought that was an amazing deal. So I'm gonna do a couple swatches of those because I do have, I think, 5 or 6 shades of them. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please make sure to just take a second and subscribe, join the fam. We're literally so close to 150,000 subscribers. I don't know if we will have reached it by the time I upload this video, but we shall see. So let's get started. So I'm gonna start by taking my Bobbi Brown face base because I put on all my skincare pretty early this morning, so I feel like I need some more hydration. So this is just a really nice kind of moisturizer to put on underneath makeup. Right over top that, I'm gonna take the Fenty primer. This is kind of my go-to base for all foundations, so I'm just gonna put this on to give it a fair shot. Okay, so I'm gonna give these foundations a little shake. It does say to shake well on the back. I'm just gonna read a little bit about it actually. It says it's a high pigment and water-based foundation. It says that it is a full coverage foundation with an ultra fluid, wait, what? With an ultra fluid foundation? I'm confused. Offers the perfect mix of extreme correction and surprisingly weightless feel. Fresh water-based texture forms a film so incredibly comfortable and exceptionally fine. I feel like they literally took the French translation from this and just put it straight into English. And if you know French at all, you'd know that like the words are kind of like mixed differently than how the English grammar usually is. But it says that it's super weightless, basically, comfortable. You'll forget it's even there from morning until night. High concentration of correcting pigments and a flawless semi-matte finish. And it's supposed to last 24 hours. So there's 50. That already looks like my match. I could barely even tell a difference when I was at the preview because the shades look so similar. Honestly, I can barely even tell a difference. I feel like 50 might be slightly lighter. This might be more golden, but honestly, can you guys even tell a difference? I feel like in camera you can, but in person, like, they literally look identical. I think I'm gonna go with 50 though, because it's slightly less orange. I could probably use either of those. Maybe I'll switch to 51 in the summertime because my skin does tend to get a little more red in the summer. That's what the product looks like on my hand. It looks like a pretty good shade match. It is dripping a little, but it's not like a super watery formula, which I actually like. And this is what the applicator looks like in case you're interested. It's just like a little squeezy tube. That does not smell very good. I feel like there might be alcohol in this formula because it smells very strong. So if you're sensitive to fragrance, I mean, I know DIOR doesn't put fragrance in their products usually, but This smells like something. That is super full coverage though. I mean, I did put a lot on, so that's probably why, but really good coverage. I feel like the match is on point as well. And already I can tell I like this way more than the other foundation. The other one literally did not blend on my skin. Like, it was so patchy. Like, it was, I've never had that experience with another product before. It was honestly like the patchiest foundation I've ever tried. Definitely much better than the last. It's also blending very easily. Like, I don't know if you can see, it's blending very nicely. I also am going to be doing a wear test, but not as long as I would like. I don't know, I have a gym session tonight with my personal trainer, so we'll see if I decide to work out with this on. I know that's what Tati did, but I don't think she did like a ferocious workout, you know? Like, I feel like my trainer is gonna kick my butt today, so I don't know if I want to wear foundation, but we'll see. Yeah, I'd say the match is like amazing. Like, it even matches my neck, which most foundations are either too light or too dark in comparison to my neck. And this is like on point. So shade number 50 was perfect. And I'm surprised they actually got the undertone really nicely. Like, it's a nice golden undertone, but it's not too green. Like, some golds can be very green on me. But this is a nice warm golden. By the way, I always get a lot of questions on my brows. So I actually filmed my first Instagram tutorial, and it's a brow routine, so if you want to check that out, I will have the link down below, or you could just, I mean, I always have the link to my Instagram down below, but my Instagram is just at Aysha Harun. So if you want to see how I fill in my brows and just like a quick 1-minute tutorial, then you can head over to my Instagram. And this foundation layers really nicely. I found the other DIOR Forever Skin Foundation, anytime that I would try to layer more product on top, it would just get patchy. Like, it'd get really patchy. It would pick up the product underneath. It was just a mess. Like, I had not a good experience with that foundation. I'm gonna apply my concealer and then decide what I think about this foundation. So far, it looks good on the skin. Yeah, like, I don't really have any complaints. It looks good on the skin. I don't know if it looks as flawless as my other foundations, but I like it. Like, I would wear it again right now. Let's go ahead and try on the Makeup Revolution concealers. I'm just gonna do a couple swatches on my arm just to show you like the shade comparison. So here are the swatches. We have 12 over here, C12, C13, C14, C15, and C16. I think I'm gonna be a mix of these two colors. I definitely think there could have been an in-between shade between C12 and C13. That probably would have been my perfect shade, like an in-between. There's a good variation, there's a good like gradient between these two, but yeah, there definitely needs to be something right here. But I don't really mind mixing concealers, so I'm gonna use C12 and C13. This is what the applicator looks like. Let's just put this on my under eyes. So this is shade number C13. And as I mentioned, I wish there was a middle shade, like in between 13 and 12. That would have been like perfect. Because this is like just a tad too dark for me right now. I feel like in the summer it would be good, but wow, this feels really nice going on. It feels similar to the Tarte Shape Tape, but it has like a little more slip. Like, it glides much easier underneath the eyes, and I love the applicator. But I am gonna take C12 and just put a little bit of that underneath my eyes just to brighten it up slightly. I'm gonna take my L'Oreal sponge again. Look how big this is. Like, it literally gets so big. That's what she said. Okay. Wow, this is blending out really nicely. Like, really, really nicely. I'm gonna take some remaining and put it on my forehead over here. And down my nose. That's what I always do, because I usually apply way too much concealer for my own good. Do you see how flawless that is looking so far? Like, it is looking pretty fantastic. I'm kind of shook. This looks amazing. This looks so good. Okay, let's do the other one. Like, it's blending so nicely. I'm gonna put a little on my chin, on the sides of my mouth over here. And actually those two colors together were perfect. I have like a dry spot right underneath my eyes. I have like slight eczema. I've never had it on my face before, but I think it's starting to come underneath my eyes, which is very annoying. But it like kind of clung to there. But I mean, any product would cling to it. It's a dry spot, so I really like this. So I'm just gonna set with the Patrick powder, the MAC and Patrick Starrr powder. This is like my favorite. Okay guys, so that's the concealer and the foundation on. So far I'm really liking it. It looks really, really good. The concealer did patch up a little bit under here, but again, that's like the eczema that I'm having right now. If you guys have any recommendations on how to get rid of that, let me know. But I think my face looks really, really flawless. And now that the foundation is synced into my skin, it is slightly more matte than it was earlier, but I really like it. It looks really nice on the skin, it looks very natural looking. So I'm back with the rest of my face on, and this is how we're looking. Oddly enough, and this happened to me with the other DIOR foundation as well, I kind of like it more that it's now set in. This is highlight, by the way. It's not the natural glow of this foundation. It is pretty matte, but I'm liking how everything's looking. I will have to say the under eyes look a tiny bit dry underneath, like in my fine lines a little bit, but my eyes have just been giving me a lot of problems. So I'm not gonna blame the concealer. Everywhere else underneath the eyes looks amazing. Like, I am so impressed with this concealer already, so I cannot wait to see how it wears. If you're wondering what lip I'm wearing, this is the Buxom new Vava Plump in Lights Down. It's such a gorgeous, like, corally orange color. I don't know, I've been wearing this like so much lately. So I'm gonna go about the rest of my day. Currently it is 1:45 in the afternoon. Actually, before I leave, I feel like I might get questions on my mascara. This is the new Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara, and it is bangin'. Hence the name. But it's really good. I really like this. Hey guys, so it's currently 5:09 p.m. and I'm actually just about to head out to my workout. So I wanted to do a check-in before that because afterwards, this foundation might look a little funky, but who knows? So far, it's actually doing pretty well. It looks really, really good all over the skin. I was also taking pictures earlier, and I really liked how my skin looked. Now, I do have a couple things that I'm not a huge fan of. Oh, by the way, the concealer literally did not move. It looks exactly the same, so I don't really have much to say about that other than it's doing amazing. But around my smile lines, I do have some creasing, so I will come a little closer so you can see. I mean, you can definitely see that creasing, which, I mean, isn't surprising. A lot of my foundations pretty much do this. There's very few that don't, like my Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation, the liquid one, and the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless. Those two do not crease around my smile lines, and those are like the only two that I've experienced that do not. I love those foundations. But yeah, everywhere else looks pretty good. I would say if you have a little bit of texture on your skin, that would be something to watch for with this foundation, because I don't have like a ton of texture. Right now my skin is like, actually my skin's pretty good, but I have a little bit of texture over here, and it is kind of emphasizing that. It's definitely not as glowy as I thought it would be. It definitely dried down pretty matte. So if you have super dry skin, I don't think you would like this foundation very much. I think if you have oily skin, it would be pretty amazing for you. So that is all I have to say right now. I'm gonna go do my workout. I'm here for my last and final check-in. It is currently 8:41 p.m. You're not gonna be able to see that, but it's 8:41 p.m. I came back from my workout. I had a really good workout. And then I ate, and I want to take a shower now because I stink. So I just want to do this check-in over here. I think now it's been, how many hours? It's now pretty much 8:45. So that's 7 hours of wear, which is pretty good. It's obviously not the best, but honestly, it's not looking like it's gonna budge any more than it has so far. So I am very, very impressed with this. I'm gonna come a little closer so you guys can see. Obviously, my lips look horrible. The only part of this foundation that doesn't look the best is just the smile lines, but I feel like I could probably prevent it from creasing a little more if I put powder underneath before applying the foundation, because that usually helps with my smile lines, or I could use more of like a pore filling smoothing primer. So I just look super close to a mirror, and I do want to point out that I feel like over time this foundation literally became one with my skin. Like the first time I applied it, I felt like it was kind of just sitting on top of my skin, like I could kind of see the makeup. But now, like, I felt like after a couple hours, like it just, once it mixed with my oils and my skin and everything like that, it literally just became one with my skin. Like it looks like my skin. It also doesn't feel like I'm wearing any makeup other than like my lashes. My lashes definitely feel present. But everywhere else, like my face feels really, really nice. I feel like the color match was on point. So if you're like the same shade as me, I think that 50 would look amazing. If you're like just a smidge darker than me, then I would go with 51, or if you're like more in the red tone than an olive or golden tone, then I think 51 would be best for you. There's like the slightest bit of oil right in the corner of my nose over here. I'm sure you can see that, but that is literally the only place that got oily. Like, yeah, literally just in the corners over there, but it didn't separate anywhere, which is pretty impressive because I did a full-on hour and like 15-minute workout. I also forgot to mention earlier that it doesn't have SPF in it, so it's not gonna like flash back. So this would actually be really good for like event makeup or maybe even bridal makeup, since it does claim to be 24 hours. I could see this lasting like another solid 8 hours or more on my face without like creasing or looking weird, other than my smile lines, obviously. I was smiling a lot today too because I was trying to take pictures. I literally probably was smiling for an hour straight because I couldn't get the right picture. The concealer looks amazing. I think I found my new favorite concealer. I love the way that it applied. It doesn't have that much product inside, like it's fairly small. It only has 3.4 milliliters or 0.11 fluid ounces, so that's not a lot of concealer at all. But I mean, it's cheap, it's amazing, so I'm gonna continue using it. I'm very happy with both of these products. This was a total success with all of this. Also, the mascara did not smudge. This is the new Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara. I'll get it one second. The Bad Gal Bang, and it's really good. Like, my lashes look hella long. They did not flake or anything underneath here. They didn't get at the tops of my lids while I was working out, so I am really in love with how this beat came out today. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. I will have all the products that I featured in this video listed and linked down below for your convenience. I'd love it if you subscribed if this is your first time checking my face out, and that's pretty much it. I will talk to you in my next video, guys. I'm gonna go take a shower and relieve myself from this stinky, sweaty mess. Bye, everyone.